Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben, and in this video today I want to talk to you about a topic that is so important for your self-development and for building your confidence and just for becoming a better man in general. And what I want to do today is share with you 3 ways that you can start to be more compassionate towards yourself. Now, self-compassion is one of those things that as guys we don't really like to talk about. In fact, a lot of the times it's pretty synonymous with things like feeling weak or feeling emotional. But the reason that self-compassion is so important to your self-development and to becoming a better man is because self-compassion is what gives you room to grow. If you've got 2 people, one of which is being encouraged and being allowed to fail so that he can improve, and then another guy who is just constantly being berated for his failures or is made to feel inadequate because he failed in one way or another, which of them do you think is going to be able to do more with his life? It's going to be the guy that has the room to grow, the guy that doesn't have to feel like a failure every time he doesn't succeed at something. So no matter how uncomfortable it might make us feel as guys to have to engage with self-compassion, it is absolutely necessary if you are going to be succeeding on your personal development journey. So I'm going to share with you 3 simple ways that you can start to become more self-compassionate in your life right now. Okay, so the very first thing is that I want you to start to treat yourself like you would treat a close friend or a best friend. This is the best way that I could describe self-compassion as a concept. It's just you treating yourself as well as you would treat your friends, your family members, the people who are close to you in your life. Now, unless you have some very dysfunctional friendships or family, the chances are that if someone who you are close to is going through a rough time, you're probably not there, behind their back, constantly prodding them, reminding them of what a failure they are and how they'll never achieve anything in their lives. Or at least I really hope you're not. No, instead, if you want your friend to succeed, you're there giving them encouragement and giving them constructive feedback and letting them know that it's okay if they messed up, or it's okay if they fell off of their progress, that there's always time to do more and to be more. But we don't give this same kind of support to ourselves. We make a mistake and our first thought is, I'm an idiot, and I'll never succeed at this, or I'm just no good. And these thoughts bring us down. These are very demotivational to us. So I want you to start speaking to yourself as if you would speak to your best friend. And when you notice yourself being unnecessarily hard on yourself, I want you to call that behavior out in your mind and remind yourself that whilst it is okay to have critical feedback towards yourself, it's never okay to just put yourself down for the sake of a petty failure. If you've got healthy relationships in your life, then it's something that you wouldn't take from that person. It's something that that person wouldn't take from you. So it's not something that you should take from yourself. Now, this isn't to say that you should only always think positively and that you should police your negative thoughts. That's a completely different concept altogether. All I'm asking you to do is not purposefully put yourself down when something goes wrong. Give yourself the grace and the compassion to be able to move forward. The second thing is that I want you to start teaching yourself that no single failure is global, if you will. A lot of the times we treat failures as if they are going to define our entire lives, and the simple fact of the matter is very, very few of our failures, maybe even none of them over the course of our lives, are going to define who we are for all eternity. Just because you stopped 3 years of clean eating for a crazy weekend of binge eating McDonald's and Ben and Jerry's and whatever else it is, just because that progress disappeared because of one mistake or one failure, it doesn't mean that you are going to go the rest of your life in that state. You can still start to move forward again. That momentum is never ever truly gone. You can always move forward in one way or another. But we have this tendency to see even the smallest failures as a catastrophic failure that will affect our lives and our identity for however long we might live. And what I want you to start reminding yourself is when these failures and setbacks and disappointments do arise, is that that's only what's happening right now. There is always another minute, another hour, another day, another week, another month. There's always time for you to move forward. There's always time for you to do a little bit better. So if you have been eating healthy and then you threw it all away for one weekend of crazy eating, then that's fine. That's only one weekend out of 100 or so over the last 3 years. But it's not erased all of that progress. You can now, the next day, get back on it. And yeah, you're not going to be where you were, but you have the skills, you have the experience to get yourself back to that place that you were in the beginning. That momentum is not going to be 100% gone. There will still be some of it that remains to push you forward to the next thing. If you had a bad day, that's fine. There's always tomorrow. If you had a bad week, there's always next week. A bad month, there's always next month. A bad year, there's always next year. A bad decade, there's always the next decade. So stop treating your failures as if they are the end of the world, because I guarantee 99.99% of the time they are not. And the third and final way that I would encourage you to start being more self-compassionate for yourself is to start taking positive actions for yourself. Self-compassion is also a broader interlocking part of personal self-care, and taking positive actions for yourself, things like treating your physical and mental health in the appropriate way, is also working towards building up your self-compassion, because it shows your mind and your body that you respect it, and that has knock-on effects towards your self-esteem and your confidence, and it all comes from just taking positive actions in your life for yourself. It might be the self-compassionate thing for you to stop what you're doing now and go to the gym and work out. Or it might be the self-compassionate thing to do to give yourself a week off and just relax and recuperate and do what you need to do to get your mind back on track. Ultimately, there is no one perfect way to be self-compassionate, but I hope that if you can start to utilize these 3 principles that I've shared in this video, that you will start the process of learning how to become more self-compassionate in your life for yourself. And that's all I made this video for. I just want to encourage you to start treating yourself with the self-compassion that you need in order to achieve your goals and desires in your life. So I hope you have found this video useful. I can only apologize for how red and horrible I look in the camera. There's no amount of color correction that is going to help me today, because it is like 30 degrees and it's horrible weather, and I'm in a tiny box room filming. So apologies for all of that you've had to suffer through this for this video today. But otherwise, I do hope that you have enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Let me know your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below about the content of the film, obviously not about my sweaty appearance. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel if this is the kind of content that you like, and don't forget to just start working today on becoming more self-compassionate towards yourself, because with these kinds of things there is no downside. So once again, thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos here on this channel very soon.